Alright, let's see if we can finish this game today. It's been sitting here on the table for a while. Kept looking at it. It's like, gotta get this done. Let's see if we can figure out how to set up this final section of the game, because I remember doing it a couple of nights ago and my brain was fried. And I was like, I kept trying, and I just couldn't comprehend what was said. I couldn't understand the instructions at all. So I think because I was so sleepy. Let's see. And I was so desperate to play something, before I go to bed, because I didn't play anything that day. Alright, so we're doing Acts 5 and 6. So play through Act 5 as usual, up to the phase, breaching the walls. And we already did that. We killed the last set of demons. So, skip the Demon Lord appears step for now. Call to arms won't happen because you're the only player. Skip the Demon Lord appears. It's referring to something in the manual here. And it's getting pretty hot in this room. Let me just turn on the fan. Okay. Demon Lord appears. The player who breached the walls, remove the achievement board and replaces it with board 6. It is no longer possible to get an achievement. So they're saying skip the Demon Lord appears step for now. Okay. Call to arms won't happen. Okay. Go directly to a brief respite. Don't forget that this counts as a rest, so you will draw challenge cards. And I already did that during the last session. After this last rest, it's time to set up the battle with the Demon Lord. This is different from the standard game. Okay, so we've already done all of those things. So it's just a matter of setting up the fight now. Okay. I think I need to go back to that manual here. Okay, it says, A, check to be sure you have at least 5 cards left in your challenge deck. What do they mean 5 cards left in your challenge deck? Okay, so that's the final battle deck. So challenge deck is this over here. Yeah, we have more than 5. If not, return some of your final battle deck so you have 5. Set the challenge deck aside for now. Okay, so we're setting that aside for now. Shuffle your final battle deck and deal 2 cards face down to the cathedral like the Demon Lord appears step. Okay. I think what I did was these actually came from over here, so I think we have to, because they want you to use the challenge deck, right? Let me just read that again. Shuffle your final battle. Oh, no, it's fine. It is a final battle deck, so that one. And then set it up here. So we already did that. Build a pyramid by laying down cards face down in the order shown. If you run out of cards, stop. But what are we using for this pyramid? I guess the final battle deck, right? Okay. So keep building it in sequential order. They actually show you the sequence. So I'm going to go ahead and mimic the sequence that they have here in the solo rule book that I downloaded from the website. So, so 1. I think I might need some light in this room here in just a moment. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is up here. Okay. And then 7 is down here. 8, 9, 10, until we're out of cards. 10, 11, 12, 15, 14, 15 up here. And then if we have any extra, we actually put them here. 16, 17, 18. Okay. If you have cards left over after building a 5-tier pyramid, add the remaining cards to the cathedral. Okay, now the demon lord attacks you with the cards at the cathedral one at a time, similar to the Act 5 step, the demon lord's answers. Demon lord's answer. Let me check that. See what it says. Oops. This is out of battery. Okay. I have a shorter one of these. What happened to it? Did I put it back in here? Yep. Apparently I wasn't ready for this session. Okay, that should be good enough. Whoops. Okay. Where is the manual? Okay, let me see what it says. Demon Lord appears. The player who breached the walls remove the achievement board and replaces it with board 6. Yeah, it's no longer possible to gain achievements. Player then shuffles the Demon Lord deck and places it into the matching illustration. The player ends his or her turn by placing the top 2 cards in the cathedral as shown. Oh, I mean the Demon Lord's answer. Okay, at the end of Act 5, I think this is probably where I got confused because I kept looking at where it says the Demon Lord appears when I should be reading the Demon Lord's answer. Sometimes, you know, when your mind is just done for the day, you should just, you know, you should just abide to what your body is trying to tell you. At the end of Act 5, Demon Lord shakes the city of Sanctum with his mighty power. Each Demon Lord card has an effect printed on the face down side. One at a time, turn over each Demon Lord's card and resolve its effect. The individual effects are explained on page 22. Applicable blessings can be used at this time. Oh, what are we doing with the blessings? Are we supposed to flip the blessings? When is that? Oh, during the last resting session, you're supposed to move this. I'll just move them down for now because this part doesn't matter anymore. You're supposed to move all of these here and then flip them to see what the blessings are. Oh, okay, so block, +2. Okay. This is the first time that I've ever seen what's underneath the blessing emblems here. That's pretty cool. Ooh, we get another we get another stamina there, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. And then the rest of those are just, once you use it, I guess once we've used the blessing, we should just flip it back, so we know that it's done. Well, with this one, actually, since it's a stamina addition, I'll just leave it up so that we know that we have that. In case we get confused at a later time. Why do we have this extra stamina? Those are the cathedral. Those are the cathedral affected only by the 2 cards at the cathedral. Players who answer the call later are affected by all the cards that were already laid out when they answered the call. Okay, so for us though, what does that mean? That we have 5? We have to resolve all 5 of those? Well, let me see. What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, now the Demon Lord attacks you with the cards at the cathedral one at a time, similar to Act 5 step in Demon Lord's answer. If you survive this, set up your battle board as usual. For the Demon Lord cards, use 5 of those that were left in your challenge deck. Okay, we don't fight these. We just have to resolve their effects. Okay, so we have to fight with 5 of those that were left in the challenge deck. The Fury cards come from your Fury deck, as usual. Depending on the difficulty of the game, this may or may not include Fury cards that were once part of your challenge deck. It doesn't matter because you did not look at them. Except for the fact that your Demon Lord Roar's pyramid is set up ahead of time, the final battle follows the usual rules. Good luck. Okay, so I still don't understand what we're doing with the pyramid, but let's take this one at a time. Shuffle the deck of Fury cards, deal 5 Demon Lord cards and 5. Okay, so let's resolve. Let's do it one at a time because so that we don't get frustrated for no reason. So we have to flip those 5 Demon Lord cards at the cathedral one at a time. So we go from left to right. This one says, oh. The first one says, shorten your health track by 2 or, what does that mean? Shorten your health track by 2 or lose a 1 health, I think is what it means. But why would people choose to shorten your health track by 2? Why would anybody choose that? Okay, so there's probably, this second option is probably more severe than we thought. What we initially thought. Because it's like an icon of a broken heart. It's like, if you look at it carefully, it's not just a heart, but it's like a broken heart. There's probably, let me see here, blessings, no, not blessings, where's the, Lose 1 stamina. Discard token in your pool. Lose 1 focus. Shorten your life track by 2. Okay. Place hit markers on the death space and 1 space. 1 space of your health track. Or if you're affected by this attack for a second time, place hit markers on the lowest 2 numbered spaces. This does not affect your score, but you die if your health counter reaches a marked space. If you die with positive points, you lose to all players who survive, even if they survive with fewer points. But where's this Fury card effects? No, Demon Lord card effects. So what does that mean? I mean, the problem. Okay, now I have a problem with the manual. This manual actually has been pretty damn good with explaining stuff, but when you're giving us an icon like this, you got to tell us what that means. You have to actually show the icon in the manual, and explain to us what it means, because it doesn't have that. I mean, why would people actually choose to shorten their life track versus getting that? So there's got to be a reason behind that. That they would say, I'd rather have that than shorten my life track. You know what I'm saying? Or I rather shorten my life track. I mean, versus whatever that is. So I need to know what that means. Jesus, why is there no explanation of that? Move your health counter back up. Corrupt 1 ability space. Lose 1 stamina. Lose 1 focus. Use 1 blessing, but ignore the effect. Put a hit marker in 1 of your empty spaces. Now it's unusable. I do not know what this means. Let's see if we can get an answer. Broken heart icon you're referring to likely represent damage or a penalty. Yeah, but what? Let me see if I can get... I'm trying to find a glossary of icons or something. It's gotta be one, right? Jeez. Like I said, there's gotta be a reason why people would rather unavoidable damage if penalty aren't paid. Oh, I see. So if you're not able to do this, I think that's probably what it means. Or if you're not able to shorten your health track by 2, you get a damage. I think it's what it's probably trying to say. Yeah, because it really doesn't make any sense. So you know what? Then I have to shorten my health track by 2. Okay. And if you're not able to do that, then you can use your because you can use this now, right? The blessing. You can use your blessings now throughout this whole thing. No, probably not while resolving this thing, but I think you can only use that during battles. Let me see here. Oh, it says applicable blessings can be used at this time. Okay. So this is not good. So now we have our max life has been reduced by 2. Okay, hopefully we don't get any more of that. Okay, and then the next one. Oh, that's not very nice. Okay. Oops. Oopsie. Lose 1 stamina or focus. Or take a damage. Well, I guess you can choose to take a damage then, right? Or is it if you can't do those things, you take a damage? See, I mean, it's... you can't assume that it's... Like I said, this manual has been pretty good so far. This is like the first time where I'm just stumped. Yeah, I think this just means if you don't have any stamina or focus, then you lose a life. I think that's what it means. You do those things. If you're not able to do those things, then you will lose a life. But if you're able to do, but you have to get those things done. It's not like optional. I mean, this is based on what I see here online. Let me see if there's any, maybe it's in the book somewhere. I just need to, maybe I just need to find it. No. They didn't spend any time explaining what you're supposed to do with those cards. The Demon Lord cards. There should be like a dedicated oh, here it is. Maybe it's here. Which is kind of funny. They skip a page before they explain this, and it's in the corner. Final battle cards. Demon Lord cards have 2 jobs. On your board, these are cards that you must defeat in a fight, and the effect on the other side never comes into play. On the Act 6 board, they are deck of devastating attacks the Demon Lord makes at the end of Act 5, and between rounds in Act 6. These attacks apply to all players. Fury card. Okay, and then they still didn't explain how that works. Yeah, they totally forgot to explain the whole Demon Lord cards thing. Fury cards are used only on players' boards. When it is time to fight that card, it is flipped over and the effect applies immediately. The effect applies only to you and only your current fighter, because it doesn't matter. card effects are presented as a choice. Either pay the penalty or... Oh, it is a choice. Or take the indicated number of wounds. Okay, so it is here. Penalties are explained below. If you cannot pay the penalty, you must take the wound. But other than that, you can make a choice. Okay, so it is a choice. Now, do I want to lose HP or do I want to lose the stamina and focus? Because I mean, this final battle, you can see how crazy that is. We probably need to hold on to as much focus as many focus tokens that we can. We still have 8 health points. So maybe just let's get rid of a let's just reduce our health by 1. But we can use, it says that you can use your blessings during this time, so maybe we do that too with these. So let's cheat a little bit. This is our first playthrough, so we can cheat a little bit. So I'm just gonna use these two actually to block. I chose health point reduction for both, and then I use my blocks. So okay. All right, third one. Third one is corrupt an ability space. Corrupt an ability space on a weapon. Oh. Or take a damage. I still have one more block, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I don't like that at all. Okay. Next one. Roll 1 less die in your next fight. Or take a damage. On your next fight. Only on the next fight, right? I'm okay with that. Yeah, we'll take this one. So this is in effect. We'll just put it here because it's in effect. Okay, and then the last one. Drink a potion, lose the stamina and focus you regenerated, or take a damage. Well, we're just gonna drink that potion. So let's use the stamina potion. Okay, fine. All done with those. So what's the next step? Now we fight. Oh, now we have to do the 5. Let me check here. Okay, these cards should be dealt randomly. No one should choose their order. No one's okay. Shuffle the deck of Fury cards. Deal 5 Demon cards and 4 Fury cards to each player. So let's go ahead and do that. There's not even space. 4, 5. There's no more space. Okay, and then the Fury cards in between. 1. You know what? I think. Well, I guess you can set it up there, but for. It's not even enough, is it? No, hold on. 1. Well, what we should probably do just to keep things thematically consistent. We'll put it up here. But yeah, even there's not enough space. See, there's just not enough space. So what happened if you run out of Fury cards? If you don't have any Fury cards, let me just look at the solo rule. Use 5 of those that were left in the challenge deck. The Fury cards come from your Fury deck as usual. Depending on the difficulty of the game, this may or may not include Fury cards that were once part of the challenge deck. I don't understand this. The Fury cards come from your Fury deck as usual. Okay? Depending on the difficulty of the game, this may or may not include Fury cards that were once part of your challenge deck. I guess what they're saying is if you don't have your if you don't have that anymore, then you do have to use the one that's now part of the final battle or whatever. Let's see here, because yeah, this is a little convoluted. When resting, count the number of skills you have gained so far and draw that many challenge cards. Do not look at the challenge cards. At first, you will draw Fury cards. These are simply placed face down on the Fury deck, where they will wait for the end of the game. Once all Fury cards are gone from the top of your challenge deck, you will draw Demon Lord cards. Place them face down in the upper right corner of your board to form your final battle deck. Okay. All right. I think we're good. So they're just saying that if you still have your Fury cards, then you actually use the Fury cards from the Fury deck to add to this 5 and the 5 Demon Lord cards, in between the 5 Demon Lord cards. But if you already use up all of your Fury deck, then of course you would have to grab it from the Fury deck. But then I'm trying to like, oh, I see, because of the padding. Okay. All right. Okay, it makes sense, I guess. It's just, I don't know, it just seems kind of silly. I guess because the higher the difficulty, the less Fury cards you have, then potentially the worse. Well, yeah, the situation is going to get worse because then you have all those cards to resolve at the cathedral. Okay. So what's next? The final battle. After the deal, the Fury deck can be set aside. It will no longer be needed. Keep your rage tile in your gem pool. Start the final battle by putting your figure in the leftmost card of your battle board. Keep your rage tile in your gem pool. Can you rage at this point? Why are they asking us? So they do want you to set it up here, but there's just not enough space. Rage, where's that rage? Oof. Yeah, this needs clarification. What do they mean when you say stuff like that? You need to kind of explain what you mean by it. You know, it's like keep your rage tile in your gem pool, and then you're supposed to say something like it's still in play. It's just you want to put it in your gem pool to make sure that you have enough space. Something to that nature, you know. Instead of saying keep your rage tile in your gem pool. Okay, are you saying keep it there so that it's no longer gonna get used, or what's the deal? Hold on, let me check. Let's go. Getting rage, fighting the demon lord, while fighting the demon lord. Sanctum. Okay, so you can still be in rage. In the board game Sanctum. No. Okay, let's just go through this and see. We'll figure it out. Okay. Start the final battle by putting your figure on the leftmost card of your battle board. Okay, the final battle is divided into rounds. In each round, all players take one fight action. You can do this simultaneously, there's no rest. Between rounds, all players will suffer the Demon Lord's wrath. Fighting the Demon Lord. Each round of battle is like a normal fight action, but these modified rules. You can use blessings. Their effects are described on page 22. Once you use a blessing, turn it face down. Okay. You must defeat each card in order. You can assign hits only to the card your figure is on. So we start like right here. When you hit all locations on a card, move your figure to the next one. As you move onto a Fury card, flip it over. Resolve the card's effect immediately. It applies only to you. Now you must defeat this card before you can move on. Its effects will not trigger again, even if it survives to the next round. When blocking damage, you face all the damage on your current card and also the damage on all cards ahead of it. Note that Fury cards only deal damage if their hidden side have been revealed. Cards you have defeated do not deal damage. Are you freaking kidding me? So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage every round? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Let's read that again because that doesn't make any sense. When blocking damage, you face all the damage on your current card and also the damage on all cards ahead of it. Oh god, in this situation you would be facing 8 damage. How are we supposed to fucking survive this? I hope that's not the case up here, because if that's the case, then we're definitely gonna die. Maybe only during this phase. The Demon Lord answers. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. Cards you have defeated do not deal damage. Everything else follows the usual rules. In particular, you can use potion to start it in fight. You can assign hits to multiple cards before your block step, but they have to be hit in order. You could assign hits to multiple cards. So we can actually try to damage the cards in front of us? What's the deal with that? Is that true? Let me see. That would make things a little easier for sure. You must defeat each card in order. You can assign hits only to the card. Oh, see, only to the card your figure is on. So what's this? What this whole thing about? You can assign hits to multiple cards before your block step. What does that mean? You can assign hits to multiple cards before your block step. But I thought we can only damage. See, this is confusing. Which one is true? You can assign hits to multiple cards before your block step, but they have to be hit in order. You can assign hits only to the card your figure is on. When you have hit all locations on a card, move your figure to the next one. And bypassing the Fury cards? Okay, so I think that the way this works Full block. Okay, so if you're able to kill this, you immediately move on to this with all the dice that you still have. And then once you resolve that, I mean, you just keep moving until you run out of action. Because if you can still attack, you can still attack. And once you completely once you completed matching the values shown on the card, you move immediately to the next slot. So let me just see here, because yeah, this part is a little bit confusing. I need to explain this a little better. Because you must defeat each card in order, you can assign hits only to the card or your figure is on. When you hit all locations on a card, move your figure to the next one. As you move on to a Fury card, flip it over, resolve the card's effect immediately, it applies only to you. Now you must defeat this card before you can move on. When blocking damage, you face all the damage on your current card and also damage on all cards ahead of it. See, what I think the part that they need to explain a little better is that whole thing about when you have hit all locations on a card, you move your figure to the next one. You still, at that point, I think they need to explain. If you still have inactive dice available, then you're still in the fight phase, something like that, because I mean, to me that makes sense, but they need to explain that in the manual like that. But there's no way that if you have this many dice now, that you get 8 attacks for like the first couple of rounds of trying to beat this cathedral section. That doesn't seem like it makes sense. So I think you move automatically as long as you have inactive dice. Dice that could not be assigned as hits will activate your rage. Okay, so after you block, replace your dice with hit markers. So take your dice back. After you block, replace your dice with hit markers. Oh, I see. You don't have to worry about cards you've already defeated, and hits on those that were not defeated will carry over into the next round. Okay. Once everyone has fought one fight, the Demon Lord unleashes an earth-shaking attack. Deal 2 Demon Lord cards in a row along the bottom of the Act 6 board. One by one, reveal each card in the row and resolve it. If players feel their decision depends on what others do, decide in play order, starting with player who breach the walls. Do not discard the cards in the row. After each round of fights, the Demon Lord roars again. In each roar phase, you deal 1 less damage, 1 less card than you dealt before. In a normal game, you will have a round of fights, a 2-card roar, a round of fights, 1-card roar, and just rounds of fights until everyone is dead or victorious. So how does this work with a solo player though? Yeah, this part is complicated. Except for the fact that your Demon Roar's pyramid is... Oh, that's just the Demon Lord... That's just the Demon Roar pyramid? That's it? This is all that we have to fight for us to win. This is just the Demon Roar pyramid. Oh. Oh shit. So after each round of fight, after block, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the first 5 rounds of fighting against the Demon Lord. We have to resolve a row of what you call that? You have to resolve the effect. That is crazy, and there are 5 at the first fucking round of fight with the Demon Lord. Oh, this is interesting. But at least I thought that we were gonna actually have to climb up one at a time. So thankfully that's not the case. But wow. Yeah, that's kind of nasty. Okay. I think I understand now how to do it. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. But yeah, let me take a quick break then, since whew, that took a lot of brain power. Let me just take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be fighting the Demon Lord. All right, so we're ready to fight the the Demon Lord here. So the Demon Lord is actually kind of underwhelming. Well, kind of, sort of, I guess, because this is all that we're fighting, and usually we would just fight that here. Like, we don't even really use this board, the 6 panel here, because even like in multiplayer game, oh, all you do is you just place like your final battle deck like up here. Like his face is the final battle deck. How does that work with the roar in multiplayer? Oh yeah, you just pull one by one, reveal each card in a row and resolve it. So depending on yeah, so we're almost like we're fighting an Inferno difficulty, because this is how it would look like an Inferno difficulty 5 rows in like the regular game. So we're interesting. Okay. All right. So let's get going then. Now, because this is all that we're fighting, but I think because of the way that they have that worded, I mean, it says you must defeat each card in order. You can assign hits only to the card your figure is on. When you have hit all locations on a card, move your figure to the next one. As you move on to a Fury card, flip it over, resolve the card's effect immediately. It applies only to you. Now you must defeat this card before you can move on. Its effects will not trigger again, even if it survives the next round. When blocking damage, you face all damage on your current card and also damage on all cards ahead of it. You can assign, this is the part. You can assign hits to multiple cards before your block step, but they have to be hit in order. And that's why I think that because of the way they say that, even though you can only you have to hit all the locations on the card. When you do that, you move on to the next one. So why would you be able to assign? Why would you be able to assign hits on multiple cards before your block steps? So that must mean that if you still have an inactive die, and you move on to the next one, if you're able to resolve them, then you go ahead and resolve them. If not, then you have to deal with the attack and all that. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, well let's get going. We're gonna start with the feint. Up. Okay, it's a 4. We need a 3 and a 4 here, and here's a 3 and a 4. So this one's done, so we move on to the next one. And it says, reroll any 5s if you have any, or take a damage. I do have a 5. Oh, nasty. The reason why they want you to reroll 5 is because for you to resolve this, you have to have 5. 2 5s. So what we can do, and then since she has double strike, we'll just take the damage. I think we should take the damage here. Reroll all 5s if you have any, or take a damage. I'm going to go ahead and take a damage. And are we going to block? Yeah, I'm going to take a damage, but we're going to block it. Let's think about this. Let's think about it. Yeah, let's take a damage. I'm not too worried right now. That's, you know what, that's, even though I could potentially, well, I have a lot of blocks. So, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and take the damage. Because I want to keep this 5. And then I'm going to use double strike. Once per attack, set one of your dice to the same number as another one. So I'm going to use, we're going to use this one. We're going to use feint because you have to modify it for it to be usable, but it will increase the pool of dice that we have. So I'm going to change this into a 5, so it's modified, so now it can be used. So we use both of these up here, and then we move on to the next one. Now there's a 1 and a 5. Yeah, see, I mean, like when we do it like this, it's got to be like this, right? Because it doesn't make any sense for them to say that you can hit multiple cards when they already said that you can only hit the card that you're on. I mean, that's the part, because if it says, if that's all that it mentioned, if it says that you must defeat each card in order, you can assign hits only to the card your figure is on. If that's where it stops, I wouldn't even be doing this. But the reason why I think that you can keep going until you can't is because it says right here, after you block, hold on, you can assign hits to multiple cards before your block step, but they have to be hit in order. That is why I think yes, because I'm even looking at this this example that they have. The person actually was able to get to the third one and still have to manage the 8 incoming damage. Okay, yeah, that's good. But the thing about us is we're going to be able to resolve this. Because our character is just so OP. Like, I'm going to use... Oh, I guess there's a limited pool. But we also have the blessing. We got a lot of the blessings. So I'm going to use the -1 to turn this into a 1. And then this one, there's our +1. We're going to use the +1 to change it into a 5. So even this one's defeated. Now we're going to move to the next one. Tail swipe. For this fight, lose 1 die, not yet assigned. Okay. We don't have any, so if we can't resolve it, we do take the damage. Do I want to block that damage? No. Yes. No. Yes. No, it's okay. We'll take the damage. Okay. So now that it's done, oh, this might be bad though. I mean, maybe that's why they do it like this, because the roar is going to be really bad. Okay, so we'll take all of these back. Now we have to block a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage. So I'm going to use 1 stamina for this ability. Oh, that needs 2. That's 5 blocks. So you know what? I'm going to use that one. Plus a focus. Do I want? No. Another stamina. So you need 2 tokens here. One is a red and the other one can be anything. So that's 5. And we need to block 2 more damage points. 2, 6. 2 more. Where can we get 2 blocks? We can use those 2. Do we want to block that though? Maybe we do. It's only 2 damage. But we might not be able to resolve the roar here, so that's the scary part. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and just... I'm going to regret this if I do this. You know what? We'll take the 2 damage. That's fine. 1, 2. Okay. Alright, now we have to resolve the roar. So, let's see. The first one says, lose 1 focus or lose 1 health. So, you know what? I'm going to lose a focus then. Jeez. Soul drain. The next one, corrupt 1 ability space or lose health. 1 ability space. Have to corrupt 1 of them. Which one do I want to corrupt? Maybe the -1. Maybe something that we already have here. +/-3. Remember, all the plus minuses, they can be anything because we have versatility. So since we already have a +3 here, I'm going to just go ahead and corrupt that one. Okay. Lose 1 stamina, 1 focus, or take 1 damage. We'll lose another focus, that's fine. Corrupt 1 ability space or lose health. You know what? Go ahead and lose my health. That's fine. We still have 4 more points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 more points. And then the last one is shockwave. Roll 1 less die. Oh, you know what? I forgot about that. We were supposed to see, I was supposed then I would have had to block 8 instead. But you know what? Totally forgot. There's probably a better way for us to do this next time. If there is a roll one less die in your next fight. But you know what? Instead of, why don't we do this? We'll just damage ourselves for one damage here because I totally forgot about this card. So yeah, that's fine. We got that taken care of. Okay. And that's it. So now it's our turn. We have 4 health remaining. So I'm going to go ahead and use my potion, my 1 health potion, 1 stamina potion. So I get 1 stamina back. Still can't use this ability because we have to reset it before we can use it again. And then I'm going to use my 2 blue tokens here to get this 2 back. Okay. Oh no, was that how you use? I thought this can only be recovered if, hold on, let me check to see. Potions, how do the potions work? To regenerate stamina and focus. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so if you're trying to recover an ability slot that uses 2 tokens that's connected, you can't use this ability again until that's totally reset. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're gonna roll faint first. And it's a 1. And then roll the rest of these. Oh, but did I choose to roll 1 less die? Or did I think I did, right? I think that would have been a mistake. You know what? Well, yeah, it's fine. Lose that because I didn't make that decision when that happened because it reminded me of the other one. So we only have 4 dice to work on here, 5 actually, including faint. So we got 5, 6, 1, and 2. So we got 1, 5, 6. We have a 5. And then we can do a +1, a +2. But remember, all of these, because of versatility, becomes a plus or minus. It says when modifying dice, you may treat plus or minus as vice and vice versa. So, but we're going to use this. So this becomes a 4. I need the 4. Oh no, this becomes a do I need a 3? Yeah, this becomes a 3. So that's done. So I'm going to move on to the next phase. Now it's 6 and 3. So I have a 6. And I just need a +1. So we're going to do a +1. Oh, we're going to do here. Change that into a 1. Oh no, it's value, value of 3. Oh, right here. Change the value to 3. None of these actually can help me. Okay, so this is a 3, so that's done. So we land on a Fury card. Let's flip it over. Reroll all 3s if you have any. Well, there's none right now. Or take a damage. In this case, we're taking a damage because we don't have any 3s to reroll. So, okay. So that's done. Where's the silver? The silver one is this one. Okay. So now we have to block 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to block 7 damage. I don't think we can even do it. Here's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can block 6 damage. I guess that will do when we have 2, 6, 2, 4, 7. So we only block 6 damage, so our HP is down to 2. Okay. Now that that's done, we have to resolve the second roar here. Second roar attack from the Demon Lord. I don't think we can win this, but you can see that the difficulty really spiked like once you've reached the Demon Lord. Before then, playing solo, it's so easy. Going through the 3 previous tiles were just so easy. So they need to kind of balance that. I mean, I can see why they want you to be able to get full ability here, and pretty much got all of the extra tokens and that you can from the skill board. Get at least a good fair amount of items, because you can't do that if you're playing with 3 other players. Because the amount of times where you get to level up is actually way less than when you're playing this solo. So there's just got to be something they could have done actually to kind of balance it out. But this game was originally designed as a co-op game. And technically, you can play co-op, with two characters. I mean, you can always do that. Maybe I'll have to try that one of these days. We'll play as two heroes, and then we'll see if it plays better like that. But with just one character, it seems like there's a balance issue. Like it was just so easy all the way until you get to this point, where it becomes challenging. So you want to feel, you want to have that, you want to be challenged actually going through the maps, the 3 tiles, because it was just like a total walk in the park. I wasn't worried at all, and I was able to get all these abilities. We were just killing demons left and right. They were not able to damage me, not even once. So yeah. Yeah, there's a balance issue here playing this game solo. It's possible that this character is just probably OP. Probably, you think, because she's a dancer / rogue, that you think that she's not that great, but maybe she's the most OP character in this whole game. But I think the next game, we'll just select a different class and see how that goes. And then maybe we'll play the 3rd time, and we'll play it with 2 different characters. So anyway, let's resolve these demon cards now. Demon Lord cards. Roll 1 less die in your next fight, so we have to do that again. So this stays here. That's the worst. That's the worst debuff from the Demon Lord. Corrupt a non-weapon ability space. Non-weapon. Okay. So we have to corrupt one. Let's just corrupt. Well, since we can't use this anyway, we should just corrupt this one. That's done. Corrupt 1 red ability space. Oh, we ran out of red ability space, so now we have to take that damage. So that's 1 damage. 1 more damage and it's game over. So let's see what happens here. Lose 1 blessing, or okay, so we can lose the -2. Okay, that's fine. So that's done. Let's see if we can kill this guy. We can't, because we don't even have enough. And I can't block anymore. So this is probably game over at this point. But we're gonna keep going. So use faint. So 1. And we haven't even, we were not able to Yeah, we still have to resolve this. Yeah, this is bad. 3, a 2, a 5, and a 4. Okay, 6. 6, 4. Oh, this can take care of the next space. So we just need to take care of these. So we need to change this into a 3. Is there one? We can do a +1. So this is a 3. And since this is a 3, we can use double strikes. So we're going to change this into a 3. So but this is done. Move on to the next one, and then we have a 4 and a 6. So that's done. I just put this here. That's done. Let's see. Pay for one ability space. Ignore its effect. That's fine. We can put this on top, because remember, each of the blue ability space can actually be used twice because of Shadow Dance. Or lose 2 HP. That's nasty. Flame Blast. Okay, and then 1 in the 4. We're so close. 1 in the 4. Oh, we still have Cloak Armor here. Okay, we might be able to survive it. Hold on. A 1 and a 4. We can do a -1. So this becomes a 4. Let me just mark that. Oh no, we have to. No, it's not enough, because we cannot kill this. We still cannot resolve this Flame Blast. So we have to mitigate 4 damage, and I only have 1 block left. And focus on this ability can be used again to pay for a different blue. I mean, the best that we can do here is like 2 damage blocks, because remember, this can be used twice, so it's 2 damage blocks, and I still lose 2 health points. So it's game over. Yeah, I was close. See, this is the worst thing that could happen to you. Roll 1 less die in your next fight. That's the worst. I think whenever you see that, you just take the hit. You just take the damage hit. Yeah, because I think we might have been able to, well, at least we would have been able to get to the final space. So where we almost kill him. I guess depending on how bad these are, we might have been able to. If we survive the roar, it's possible for us to actually beat this guy, because we were able to mitigate the 2 damage. But yeah, total damage was 4, and I was only able to mitigate the 2. So yeah, we didn't win this time. Okay. The game is fun, but there's a balance issue. But we'll see what happens on the next. Yeah, I'm not gonna switch to a different board game. Let's play this couple more times. We'll try another character, and then for after we're done with that, we're gonna try and play with 2 characters, just so that I can get a feel of like how different, like if it's more fun to play the game that way. It's a lot more to manage, of course, but I play legendary Marvel actually with two-handed, and same with Marvel Champions, but it might be fun actually to control two characters for this game. And then we'll see if it feels more balanced, with having 2 characters. So all right, so I'll have to reset the game, and then Next time I play a board game, it's gonna be another session of Sanctum. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.